Test 1, 2, 3, 4. How do you read me, Danny? Test. Rich, you wanna?
Hello, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, Brian?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Danny?
1, 2, 3, 4.
5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Pam?
9, 10, 11. Testing.
Okay,
Okay.
so are we live now? Okay. I'd like to call this meeting of the Warrensburg Town Board to order. First item of business, salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome everybody tonight. First item of business will be a public hearing on suggested changes to the zoning laws. I'll ask the town clerk to please read the notice.
Town of Warrensburg, notice of public hearing. Please note that the Warrensburg Town Board will conduct a public hearing on April 14th, 2021 at 7 p.m. to receive public comments on proposed amendments to the town zoning law and other local laws relating to 1, the size and definition of temporary structures referred to in Warrensburg Town Code Section 211-28 and Section 211-69. Number 2, adding snow to the list of foreign objects to be removed from sidewalks referred to in Warrensburg Code Section 174-8. Number 3, revising definitions and regulations of mobile, modular, and manufactured homes referred to in Warrensburg Town Code, Section 211-69. Number 4, permit requirements for donation bins. Number 5, the establishment of special use permit requirements for certain zones, i.e. Hamlet mixed use. At this time, the town is closed to the public, therefore, this public hearing will be held via YouTube, and the link can be found on the town, Warrensburg Town website and the town Facebook page. At this time, all persons will be given an opportunity to be heard. Published March 20th, 2021.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the first suggested code change is to increase the size of temporary structures to 144 square feet to be consistent with Warren County codes. Okay, is anybody wish to comment on that? Anybody from the public wish to comment? Jim, you want to give a quick synopsis why we're doing this?
A quick synopsis is the town is 100 square feet, the county is 144 square feet.
That's good.
So when people come in and get a permit, the first thing they say, well, how come the county says I can do 144 square feet? You tell me I can do 100 square feet. So it only makes sense to be on the same page as the county.
Okay. That's change number 1. And we'll keep the public hearing off. Anybody from the town board have any comments? Change number 2, foreign objects, adding snow to the code. Again?
That's from experience with people who plow snow into the sidewalks in the wintertime, and when I cite people or give them warning notices, I give them a copy of the ordinance and what it says on the ordinance. And I've had people say to me, it doesn't say anything about snow.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I'll ask the town board to include the word snow into the ordinance.
It will now.
Any public comments on change number 2? Okay, change number 3. Definitions on mobile, modular, manufactured home. This is just to make the definitions line up with the state and federal definitions of mobile home. Any comments or questions about number 3? Okay. Number 4, donations bids. What we're trying to do here is require a permit, and Jim, you want to speak to donation bids?
We had to donate, so what got this going was the donation bins up here at the Grand Union or Tops Market. There's trash there 90% of the time. People are there picking through it. You get numerous complaints. we have no control over it. You don't know, I don't know if those people are legitimately a charity or they're not a charity. So this is to require them to get a permit from the town, prove that they're a 501(c)(3) corporation, that they are filed legitimately with the Attorney General's office to say that they are a legitimate charity, and it would make them place them at a site on the landfill.
Okay. Any comments on number 4, donation bins? Seeing none, we'll move on to code change number 5, special use permits. That's to establish a special use permit in a Hamlet mixed-use zone. Somebody want to comment on this? Jim, you got to add on special use?
They want to add that one-time special use to that zone.
Right.
And it has to be approved and,
Have to still go through the
right,
planning board.
it has to go to the planning board, it has to go through, you know.
And this could be for a use that's not permitted in that zone, correct? So,
Right.
okay.
Which is Hamlet mixed use.
Hamlet mixed use is the only zone we're
This
talking.
would add those into Hamlet mixed use.
Yeah, special use permits, only in that zone.
Yeah.
Any comments from the public on special use permits? No. Okay, we'll keep this public hearing open for a while. Danny, if you would keep watch, if anybody phones in or calls in or emails in, we'll take their question. First item of business is to approve the minutes of the workshop session on December 16th, 2020, and the regular town board meeting on March 10th, 2021.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Alexander, second by Councilman Larkin. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Report of officers, town clerk.
The March 2020 report. Marriage licenses, $17.50. Faxes and photocopies, $53.25. Certified copies and genealogy copies, $140. Landfill fees and punch cards, $15,776. Short-term rentals, $300. Dog licensing and dog boarding and dog impoundments, $1,076. Building permits, $87. Sign permit, $12.75. Septic permits, $10. Total local shares remitted, $17,472.50.
Thank you. Supervisor's monthly report. Total monies on hand at the end of March, $3,431,284.77. Assessors.
Assessor's report for April, finalization of 2021 tentative assessment roll due out May 1st is nearing completion. Sales and assessment chart changes are in the process of being reviewed prior to submission to the county for publication. As required by section 501 of the real property tax law, inventory of the town's parcels for 2021 roll was available for review on March 19th. The set date was posted in the legal notices section of the local newspaper, Postar, on March 10th and the 17th. Due to COVID and safety concerns, only phone inquiries were available at this time rather than in-person appointments. As in the past, no one inquired about their property or records, regularly submitted, regularly anywhere.
Justice.
Justice for March, Judge Fisk heard 118 cases, collected fines of $9,195, fees of $332, and surcharges of $4,625. Judge Kavanaugh heard 75 cases, collected fines of $3,760, fees of $210, surcharges of $2,446. Their total new cases in March were 90. Total dollars received in March, $20,568. The town share for February, $3,862.
Dog control officer.
Brett Moulton, Dog Control, received about 6 phone calls from about loose dogs and abandoned puppies. And he had to bring 2 dogs to the countryside vet.
Okay, planning and zoning. Brian?
Yep, there were 1 septic, 1 sewer connection, and 5 land use and development permits issued the month of March. The zoning board does not have a meeting this month due to lack of applications. The planning board met on April 16th in regard to the site plan review for the community solar farm on Hackensack Mountain off Prospect Street and held a public hearing. The applicant, Cipriani Energy Group, had asked via email and telephone to table the meeting until next month to gather more information for the public. The public hearing remains open. And last note, Meraki Barbering will be opening for business on April 15th at 3747 Main Street.
Okay. Code enforcement, investigated and corrected sewer building billing at 106 River Street. Provided information to Curtis Lumber regarding who owned the property from which a tree fell on their fence. Processed a short-term rental permit at 426 Kellam Lake Road. Sent a new list of short-term rentals to the county treasurer. Provided the owner of 29 Burdick Avenue with a map on file regarding their septic tank location. Issued a warning at 29 Burdick Avenue for sewage running on top of the ground. Request for a 911 location for Green Mansions Road, which was forwarded to Warren County. Investigated a complaint at 7 Hudson Street regarding roofing falling into the driveway. None was found. Forwarded a misdirected email to Warren County Building Codes. The town cleanup contractor stopped by and is ready to work if needed. It stated his insurance is up to date. We had a complaint at 6 Mary Avenue regarding several unregistered cars. Notice was sent to the site to remove the cars. Replied to APA permits regarding 154-1-25 Schooner River Road. None were on file. Received a complaint for trailers in a vehicle behind Ash's Hotel. Received a complaint for garbage at 4th Avenue. Sent the owner a notice to remove. That's the enforcement officer. Beautification. Any takers?
Sure. April, beautification. Donnie, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I love my park day on Saturday, May 1st at 9 a.m. at Farmers Market Park. This event will kick off the official spring cleanup of planting beds and picking up trash throughout town. I will be attending a webinar via Zoom. I love my park day host training. This training is intended for all those organizing I Love My Park Day events sponsored by Parks and Trails New York. Warrensburg Community Garden. Tom O'Day is once again coordinating the distribution of garden plots and planting cover crops in beds to enrich the soil. Plot owners are signing up and promotion of the garden will begin soon. Social distancing and wearing masks when necessary will continue. Arbor Day presentation and tree planting ceremony will be held on May 20 at 6 o'clock at location to be determined. Warren County Soil and Water are supplying the tree, a sugar maple. Maren Alexander from Soil and Water is overseeing the presentation. The tree will be dedicated in the memory of Steve Parisi with a plaque placed at the location. All New York State COVID guidelines will be followed. Green Thumb Perennial Swap will be held Saturday, May 22nd from 9 to noon at the Farmers Market Park. Warrensburg Riverfront Farmers Market will begin Friday, May 28th with our Rhubarb Festival. All COVID-19 interim guidance for operation of Farmers Market from New York State Ag and Marks will continue to be followed.
Highway.
Teresa will.
Highway.
Highway, we've been very busy the month of March, cleaning up debris from the heavy windstorm on the 14th and the 15th of March. We've also patched all potholes throughout town. We've gotten all of our out-of-town sweeping done, which is a rare occasion for the early start, with no March snow. We've been working on the 2015 F550, converting it to a new flatbed to use specifically for a water truck for our sweeping, and we'll be able to put to use in the winter as a snowplow. We will be starting our in-town sweeping and way ahead of schedule with the nice weather. Doing our spring brush and bag leaf pickup from May 10th through the 13th, and from May 17th through the 20th.
Okay. Economic Development, Rich?
Warrensburg Economic Development Committee is again holding regular meetings, monthly meetings at 10 a.m. on the first Tuesday of the month. That's at the Chamber of Commerce. Hickory Hill continues to move forward with repairs and the exploration of how it can function as a year-round facility and will soon be available for hiking and bicycling to the public. Wi-Fi continues to be a huge question mark for remote areas of our community, and we are in discussions as to how we can best facilitate delivery to them, including current talks are Hickory Hill and Forest Lake Camp. We have entered in exploratory conversations with several developers regarding senior housing in town, as well as single-family units on our properties on Alden Avenue, Harrington Hill, and the Crossroads. This is a process that can take a lot of time, and we appreciate everyone's patience. We have learned that there are folks who would rather lease than buy to open a business on our Main Street, and have since reached out to the appropriate parties to find out that some business owners or building owners are willing to entertain this concept. There is one that we believe are more moving forward, and we wish them the success and look forward to visiting their shop. Congratulations and best wishes to the new barber shop on Main Street next to Tom Young's.
Okay, thank you. Landfill.
Now, landfill, we're down $3,700 and change. We've been quiet up there, but I just heard from Tracy and Kevin talked to Tracy today. We had a couple weekends at gangbusters as far as income up
That's
there,
correct.
so
People are
by
starting
next
to clean
month,
up.
those numbers will change dramatically. Now this spring, clean up this year.
Nothing on lighting, John?
Nothing on lighting, no, sir.
Houston Historic Museum, no reports this month. Parks and Rec.
We got an early start on spring cleanup, and most of the parks have been cleaned and thatched. We also got most of the pocket cemeteries cleaned up also. The beach house is nearly completed on its completion on its makeover. Work has started at getting the beach spruced up, and a parking area down near the beach is being built. Little League fields are being worked on so the kids can start practice. Tracy Benoit.
Okay, and then sewer.
Sewer report. Pump Station A called us out for diesel auxiliary motor not starting during its weekly test. The problem was repaired. That is when we noticed that pump, number one pump was not running properly. We replaced the check valve, or plate, air relief valve, and we changed the belts on both the pumps, 37 Hudson Street, tied in the sewer system. A new mechanical bar rake screen was installed and is up and running. We'll be eliminate most of our issues with wipes and other debris that does not break down in lagoons and cause many problems. We had our yearly DEC inspection. Everything went well, except he noted that we need to get the sludge removed from the lagoons. We also started removing duckweed from lagoons this year. The engineer said it was sludge is removed. We won't have the duckweed problem. Respectfully submitted, Tracy Benoit.
Okay, water.
Water, we replaced 2 frost plates, repaired 1 leaky meter, shut down the water to several homes for repairs, reinstalled, and turned the water back on at 1 residence. The meters were read on March 29th. 2 meters were checked for high usage. We found the toilet being the primary cause. The county installed a new meter at the garage and was inspected by the water department. On March 27th, we found the tank overflowing, found a single line plugged, line was disassembled, cleaned and reinstalled. The water line crossing Richards Avenue Bridge needed to have the insulation blanket repaired. Several shutoffs were located and mapped, accordingly PFOA samples were ran for testing. Respectfully submitted, Tracy Benoit.
Okay, youth.
Kevin and I met with Mike Perone to make a plan for summer recreation program. The sports program will run for 6 weeks, 4 days a week, with 2 field trips planned on Fridays. And grades 2nd through 6th will be eligible. We interviewed Sarah Winter to head the Arts and Crafts Summer Program for children ages 5 and up. The town may use the school for this program, and we'll get together with school officials to find out the rules for being in the building. Youth baseball, softball, and t-ball began this week at the rec field. Brian Seeley reported 200 children have signed up to play for all levels. He is looking forward to getting back to normal. All youth activities will follow New York State guidelines for COVID-19, which is constantly changing.
That's correct. Danny, are there any comments on any of the zoning changes? Nobody wishes to comment. Then I'll declare the public hearing closed. And we'll skip down to page 2 and resolution to approve the amendments to the zoning law. Somebody want to make that motion? Motion by Councilman Larkin. Do we have a second?
Second, John.
Councilman Alexander, roll call vote, please.
Councilperson Brown,
Yes.
Alexander,
Yes.
Winslow,
Yes.
Larkin,
Yes.
Supervisor Gary.
Yes, we're all set. So thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
We'll go into communications. First item on communications, we had a paving request from Green Mansions Road. I did talk to Highway Superintendent Penick, and because we did receive some extra chips and paved New York money this year, we are going to be able to do that road plus work on Pucker Street. So Eddie will be get together with the people at Green Mansions and take care of that road. We received several letters and emails on the Blister Hill project, and it's obvious to us, the town board, that you, the taxpayers of Warrensburg, do not want this project to go forward at this location. We, as a town board, are listening. Therefore, I will make a motion tonight that we formally request, without prejudice, that Cipriani Energy formally withdraw their application for the solar project at this location. Do I have a second?
I'll say.
Second by Councilman Rounds. Discussion. I'll ask Pam, roll call vote.
Councilperson Rounds,
Yes.
Alexander,
Yes.
Winslow,
Yes.
Larkin,
Yes.
and Supervisor Garrett.
Yes. And I would like to add, I want to thank the people for Warrensburg for getting involved, and we certainly heard their concerns about this project. So I appreciate all their emails and everything they've done to make us aware that this wasn't a good project to go forward. So thank you very much. Are there any comments on that? No, okay. Going right on to unfinished business. We had a request by Councilman Winslow to convert one tennis court into 2 pickleball courts, and Councilman Rounds has been getting information to bring back to the board. Brian, you want to discuss that?
Yeah, I emailed, forwarded to you all.
Yeah. Yes, we have it.
So it's a costly thing, and it's
Yeah.
kind of on par with what I've seen in my personal life. So there are other, obviously that price, I think it warrants putting out for some more bids but that's kind of the gold standard. I know that company to perform
Right.
very beautiful work, so there's other companies that we can reach out to and
So do you want me to put it out for bid and bring it back next month?
probably an RFP and that, and our courts aren't in horrible shape, and this pickleball thing, as I've delved into it, is quite popular.
It is popular.
With a aging community or whatever, I think it would be a good thing.
When's our next board meeting? John, can you see that?
The 12th of Woodtown, yeah.
So we got 30 days. We'll put together, I'll take what you had here, and we'll put together a quick spec and see if we get any other quotes. If not, we may have to act on this, okay? So somebody want to make a motion to put that out to bid?
I'll make a motion.
Donnie,
I'll second.
Brian, to do a bid on the tennis courts? Any discussions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, carried. And then the bid opening will be 7 o'clock at the next town board meeting, May
The 12th.
12th? Okay, so we'll get that out this week. Okay. Some good news to report, the 2005 Volvo tandem dump truck and plow was sold as surplus equipment for $22,200. We had our crack staff, Danny Oliver, who does the gov deals. She certainly made a deal. The first week we had it in, they came in a little bit under what our reserve price was, and then they decided they would put it out for one more week, and then we went over our reserve price. So we got the 2005 Volvo sold for $22,200, which is good. So that's a good works for us. Application amendments to the town hamlet area have been sent to the APA. I've had Jim and Patty Corlew working on that. They had a few questions. They needed some maps. Those were obtained, and Jim refiled the information with the APA. So hopefully in another month or two, we hear about the hamlet expansions. On the federal stimulus money, I'm still waiting to hear. As you know, I stated a couple months ago, we were scheduled to get $735,000. After it went through mustered through the Congress, it's been reduced down to $433,000. It's the second most in the county, other than the town of Queensbury. So there will be rules and regulations on how we can spend that money. So as soon as we get closer to receiving some of the money, I've heard that it's gonna come in two payments to the town. We'll schedule a workshop session, decide what we wanna do with that. But we are gathering up information to have, so when we find out if we can use money for certain things, we'll have some projects going on. Also, we updated our capital project list with Warren County. We were able to remove one capital project, which was the screens at the sewer plant, which we paid for ourselves. That project's complete, as John reported in the sewer report. But I'll keep you posted. New business, we got the Richards Library 2020 budget. Well, we got the new budget and the 2020 report. Has anybody had a chance to read or have a comment about the Richards Library?
Yeah, I have a comment, just food for thought. Seeing that they're quite self-sustained with a taxing district, and it goes up every year. Just made me think about perhaps water and sewer at the library. That's, I think they're minimum charge water charge, and we don't charge them anything for sewer. I know Crandall Library, they went zero budget, whether during COVID, and their budget's going up all the time, and so that's just my opinion. If someone, I'm not making any kind of resolutions or anything, I just want to get some input from people that maybe on the street, you listen to people, ask people about what their thoughts are, but maybe it's time to, my thoughts are water and sewer library.
Okay, any comments on the library?
Not comments on the library, but it looked like live stream wasn't updating the chat, so there are a few people who had comments.
The what?
There were people who had comments, the live stream wasn't updating, and then it just updated, so we do have a few comments, regarding the snow.
Go ahead. On the zone change,
I think so, yes.
they identify themselves?
It's Richland Maury.
Richland, yes.
Was that this is discriminatory to older and disabled people. Snow is not foreign to us. This will not stop the dropping of stuff outside the bin. So I believe that's regarding the donation bin and the snow.
Okay, appreciate your comments.
Linda Marcel would like to know, will there be a fee for permits, or is it just have to contact a person
On what now?
on the permits?
The bins.
There'll be slight permitting fee on what is she
I believe she's referring to the.
the bin, the donation bin?
No, the special use.
Special
permit.
use, oh, fees. Oh, yeah.
I think any cost involved in filing for a special use permit will be picked up by the applicant.
These are needed by those less fortunate, otherwise items will end up in the landfill unnecessarily. They need to be picked up regularly so as to not accumulate items.
Thank
That's Linda Marcel referring to the
Yes.
donation kit.
Right,
I think Jim's point was
That's
that
why we're doing
we
it.
don't necessarily know who is in charge of those bins. And with the permit process, even if it's free, at least we'll have their data on file.
that's correct.
So that makes kind of perfect.
And perhaps the bin will be put at the town transfer station.
Sure.
So we could control a little bit better. But very good questions. Anything else? Okay. All right, moving on with new business. We did the Richards Library report. For your information, Glamp Adirondack has the contract for glamping at the fairgrounds this year. Their season will run June 14th through October 2nd. And Glamp Adirondack is also proposing a farmer's market up there on site, which would be open to the public also. And I don't think he's picked the day when he's going to do it. It's just another offering he has for the people. I believe he's getting reservations already for Glamp. And he seems to be very, he did extend out already till October. And we're happy to have somebody utilize that fairgrounds. And it does bring visits into the community. Charter Communications has sent a letter to the town about the cable TV contract renewal. I'll ask the board members that it doesn't renew until January 1st, 2024. They're early getting these out, but if you have concerns about charter communications, please be thinking about them. And we'll start to make a list of items that we would like to discuss with charter before we renew the cable, and if we renew the cable TV contract. That's for your information.
Question, Kevin?
Yes, sir.
Are there any other providers that have ever come back to the town?
Not that I'm aware of, Rich.
Thank you.
I know there's been there's always a lot of concerns about only having one, but I'm not aware of any in my time. Usually these are 10-year contracts.
Thank you.
As Brian mentioned in his report, highway cleanups, there's 2 weeks in May. I just remind the public, the highway department works 4 days a week, starting in May, so it's Monday through Thursday each week. Again, same rules apply that always apply. The water department will start flushing hydrants on April 19th, and that should run through May 7th. Between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., residents are reminded that you may experience some discoloration and sedimentation. And I ask that if you do notice your water is a little riled up, let it run for a while, but please call the town hall. We don't always know when things aren't going right, but please call the town clerk's office or the water phone number and let them know, and we'll get right on it. But this will be a day. Yearly hydrant flushing. The high school has asked to use the recreation field. Last year, they had the graduation ceremony on the recreation field. It was very popular with the public, and a very nice setting over there. So the school has asked to use the field on June 25th, 2021 for the high school graduation. So I need somebody to make a motion, and we'll do a roll call. Motion by John, second by Donnie, to allow the high school to use the town recreation field for graduation on June 25th, 2021. Roll call?
Councilperson Rounds,
Yes.
Alexander,
Yes.
Winslow,
Yes.
Larkin,
Yes.
and Supervisor Garrett.
Yes. Next is a resolution request from the fire company to use the town recreation field from July 19th to the 25th for the annual Smoke Eaters Jamboree. We didn't have it last year, but we are going to try to go ahead with the Smoke Eaters Jamboree this year, and we need to make plans. So somebody want to make that motion? Motion by Rich, second by John. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Rounds,
Yes.
Alexander,
Yes.
Winslow,
Yes.
Larkin,
Yes.
and.
And I'll
Supervisor
abstain.
Garrett. Abstain.
Resolution request to hire Greg Bolton to dig graves at the cemetery at $450 per traditional grave opening. Greg does the work at many of the cemeteries around. He has his own equipment, and we have his insurance. So I need a motion to approve Greg Bolton to dig the graves at the cemeteries. Somebody, motion by Brian, second by Donnie. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Roll call. I should have done roll call on that. We're spending money.
Councilperson Rounds,
Yes.
Alexander,
Aye. Yes.
Winslow,
Yes.
Larkin,
Yes.
Supervisor Garrett.
Yes. Okay, Donnie gave a report on the summer rec program. Right now, we're very fortunate to have Mike back to do the sports part of it, and Sarah Winters coming back to do the arts and crafts at the elementary school. I believe it's going to be at the elementary school. So a motion to approve the summer rec program. I haven't set the price for the counselors this year, but I do believe we're gonna have to raise it up a little bit from what it has been. So
So
we do have a motion by John,
Second.
second by Donnie to hold the summer youth program. Any questions? Roll call.
Councilperson Rounds,
Yes.
Alexander,
Yeah.
Winslow,
Yes.
Larkin,
Yes.
and Supervisor Garrett.
Yes. I need a resolution request to approve the band concert schedule. Our band concerts start June 23rd. They start out with Warren County Ramblers. The 30th, we have Rugged Country. The 7th, we had Froggy Mountain. The 14th, we have Marty Wendell. The 21st, we have the Handpicked Band. The 28th, we have Whiskey River. August 4th, we have Tommy Burke. August 11th, we have Stone Mountain Band. The 18th, we have Pure Country. On the 25th, we have Larry Lee Iber. September 1st, we have Grit and Whiskey. And on the 8th, we have Aaron Powers. And I'd like to thank Danny and Claire Bates, who sets me straight on which ones to have and which ones not. And Claire will be available to introduce the bands every Wednesday night for us. And we're also waiting to hear back on, we put a little ad in the paper to have food truck come. So we're hoping to have a food truck there every Wednesday along with the band concerts. So a motion to approve our band concerts for 2021. Got a full lineup.
So move, Kevin.
John,
A second.
Donnie, any discussion?
Just what's the success of what's last year? It was epic. I mean, every week people
Yes.
would show up.
And I think people really appreciate it that we had our band concerts last year. So Pam, roll call?
Councilperson Rounds?
Yes.
Alexander?
Yes.
Winslow?
Yes.
Larkin?
Yes.
Supervisor Garrett?
Yes. Every year, we enter into an intermunicipal agreement with Warren County for solid waste and recyclable disposal services and solid waste and recycled transportation services. I neglected to bring that in front of the board, so I just asked tonight that we approve the contract that we have in place. So somebody want to make a motion to go ahead with that? Supervisor, Councilman Larkin, and I'll second that motion to go ahead with this. Roll call?
Councilperson Rounds?
Yes.
Alexander?
Yes.
Winslow?
Yes.
Larkin?
Yes.
Supervisor Garrett?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. You all know we've been talking about purchasing a new sweeper and another tandem truck coming up for this year. And both of those deliveries should be made probably by June. And I need to, this is a bond resolution request to finance the purchase of one 2021 Western Star 4700 SF tandem dump truck for the Highway Department in the amount of $205,076.90. That's off of a county contract, I believe. And then one Elgin Pelican P street sweeper in the amount of $199,878.66. We will use approximately $170,000 of available town funds to reduce the bond issued to $235,000, which will be a serial bond and/or a bond anticipation note. It's all in your packet. You have the resolution written up by the attorney. So I need a motion to introduce the resolution.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Brian. Do we have a second? Second by Rich. Any discussion? These will be two, we do have one truck coming off of bond payment, and we found that we can pay for these 5 years and stay up to shape with all our equipment. So roll call vote, please.
Councilperson Rounds?
Yes.
Alexander?
Yes.
Winslow?
Yes.
Larkin?
Yes.
Supervisor Garrett?
Yes. The next item of business tonight will be budget modifications. The first one is budget modifications where we're taking $3,150 out of contingency and we're putting it against buildings equipment. This is for a new folding machine. We have a folding machine now that we purchased for the clerk's office and any department in the building. What it does is it takes letters, it automatically folds them and stuffs them in the envelopes. We used to spend weeks at a time stuffing and folding tax bills, sewer, water bills. Now it's done automatically. You can probably do it in a couple hours. Water or sewer, it saves a lot of time, a lot of work, and the machine works excellent. We were probably the only ones around who didn't have one. So that's number one in the general. We can do them all at once. The second one is a budget modification. We received $7,457.30 from Homeland Security grant. These are grants that Patty and Ed put together and applied for funding. So we're getting $7,457.30. from Homeland Security, and we're gonna put it in the machinery contractual. That's from a Halloween storm. And then last but not least, is because we are taking over the cemetery, we have to straighten out our cemetery accounts. So we're gonna take 35,000 from the unappropriated fund balance in the cemetery, and then we're gonna transfer 21,000 to personnel, which is for our labor, 1,800 for administration of the cemetery, 3,000 for equipment, and 9,200 for cemetery contractual. And that should have set us, we should be in very, very good shape. So somebody want to make a motion to approve all the budget modifications? Moved by John, second by Rich, to approve all the budget modifications. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, carried. Okay,
I have a few comments.
we have a comment? Sure.
Raylene Moore wants to know, why do you plow some sidewalks and not others?
I didn't hear that.
Why do you plow some sidewalks and not others? Like snow plow.
Does he have a specific
Yeah.
question, area? Can he give us an area?
It doesn't specify an area, just asks, why.
That's, Brian?
I know that there's a few oddball sidewalks around town that don't get
If-
paved up.
If he wants to email us with specifics, I'll give it to the highway superintendent, we'll get back to him.
Okay, and then Sandy Parisi said, will there be a shredding truck this year?
I'm thinking about it, but it'll be in the fall. I've had a couple requests for one.
Linda Marcel says, may I respectfully request that there be more detailed information on the website before the meeting? There's not enough time to type and respond to an item when we just heard it being read.
I don't know. Does she have a particular item?
No, not specifically.
We try to get the agendas out Friday before the meeting.
Friday before the meeting?
Yep.
Lainey Morgan is wondering if the vendor license fee for the food truck going to be waived at the rec field this year.
We haven't discussed it yet.
They said Summit Street. It says it's not our fault that the sidewalks encircle the utility poles on Summit Street specifically.
Okay, Tom, thank you. We'll get back to him. Anything else? Okay, total warrants for tonight, total claims, there's $264,523.26. Most of that is to pay for the new screens at the wastewater treatment plant. So somebody want to make a motion to pay the warrants?
Make a motion.
Motion by Donnie to pay the warrants. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Rich to pay the warrants of $264,523.26. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay. Food truck. I don't think we've ever charged a fee for the food truck. I don't know what we did at the bandstand. I can't remember, but
It's good thought.
we'll find out.
Another question.
Okay, comments?
Linda Marcel would like to know, are there any plans to start open meetings again? I can talk faster than I can type.
Oh, we know.
When we open up the building.
Well, unfortunately, if they relax some of the social distancing requirements, right now, we could probably only take about 12 people in this room if we meet the 6-foot requirements. As they relax the rules, we probably will. And I'd like to continue to put our meetings out on YouTube. I think it's a good way to get that out to other people who don't want to attend. Right now, I don't believe we're going to open them up in May yet, but it all depends. The rules change almost daily. So as the rules relax and we can fit enough people in here to comfortably have a meeting in person, we will. Right now, we can't, and you can see the marks on the floor. We don't really have a lot of space. So,
Come by reservation.
yeah, the trouble is, I don't know how to cut it off, you know, who gets to come in and who we would shut out.
The schools are entertaining, 3 foot pretty soon, it's almost
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah.
it'll come.
Comments from the board members. Rich, you want to start?
No comment at this time.
Okay. Brian?
I'm pretty much over the COVID thing, so if we could get Claire Bates and Pat Seas back in here, that'd be great.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Donnie?
I have nothing.
John?
Just my springtime, reminder about crosswalks. A lot of people are out walking in the crosswalks in Warrensburg, or sometimes are hidden, and people just won't see them, and especially on Main Street, so watch people in crosswalks, thank you.
Any other comments, Annie, on,
Some uneducated schools are relaxed the 3D.
okay, good, thank you. But I don't know if we are yet, so, but we'll check into it. The only comment I want to make, again, I want to thank the employees of town of Warrensburg for the good job they do, everybody, and I want to thank the town board for coming together on the solar project. I know it's been tough on all of us. It's one of these things that happen. And then, again, I want to thank the public for their comments, because without hearing from the public, we wouldn't really know all the time what's best. So I want to thank everybody for coming together on that. And that being said, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everybody.
I had a thought, but I didn't want to bring it up